Okay, so today we're going to talk about input and output. Input and output is a basic principle of interaction with the computer. So when we're talking about input, we're talking about a user, that being a person using a computer, inputting some information into a computer. The computer then does something with that information, and it should output something. Now, that's something that it does with it could be pretty basic. It could be, oh, you pressed a button, I need to display that keystroke on the screen. It could be it goes off and crunches some numbers and does something really complicated, and everything in between. Okay, so we're going to look at input and output inside of Python. Now, pretty much all programming languages will have a way to do this. The syntax obviously varies, but the principle is in essence the same. Now, despite the fact that we're talking about input and output, I'm going to start with output, okay? Because when we're learning a new programming language, one of the very first things that you typically learn is something called a hello world statement, okay? If you Google it, you will see, it's very, very common. You'll see lots of people asking, how do I do a hello world in whatever programming language? In Python, it's really, really simple. The way we get things out of Python is with the statement print, okay? Now, it should be that sort of purpley colour. If you type it with a capital P, it will be black. That's no good. And if you spell it wrong, it will obviously still be black, so that won't work. It needs to be in purple. And purple things always have brackets after them. As far as I'm aware, in Python, there are no exceptions to this rule. So print and then brackets. What we want to output goes inside of those brackets. Now, for now, all we want to do is put this short phrase in there. So, hello world. Okay. And if I hit F5 or I go to run module, it prints over here in the shell. We see hello world. Okay. Now, obviously, it is input and output. So, rather than hello world, we want to give the computer some information. The computer does something with that information and then outputs it. So, most simple level, we could say something like, name equals input, bracket, bracket, purple, so it's got that stuff after it. We're going to put a little sentence in here. This sentence is often described by Python as a prompt. You will see every once in a while it tries to help you out, and it will say input followed by prompt. Prompt is just something to get the user to give you the right thing. Okay, so in this case, pretty much just ask a question. What is your name? Okay. Now in here, instead of putting a sentence, we could put this. This is like an identifier for this question. Okay. So in here, we could say name. And when you run this, it asks me what my name is. I get my words out. I'm going to say Martin, and it prints Martin. It's not terribly impressive, but it demonstrates the basic principle. It is asking for the computer actually outputs a question to you. You input some information, and then it outputs the result of that. Now we could make it much more interesting. We could, I don't know, what is your age? So we'll change the name of this to age. And we're going to deal with numbers here, so you'll get to this eventually, but we type int before the input for this. Double brackets, so double at the start, double at the end. Asking for an age, and maybe we ask for, I don't know, sister's age. And we'll say int input what is your sister's age? Something like that. Now, it doesn't matter if you don't have a sister. Basically, I want two numbers. Okay, so we'll say age plus sister's age. Okay, now hopefully it's not going to be a surprise what it's going to do, but I'm going to run it in a minute and we'll see. So, here we go. It asked me my age, 30. It asked me my sister's age. Well, I don't have a sister, but I have a brother. He is about 25, I think. 55. So it has actually done something there for us. It's added those two numbers together and it's outputted them. But it doesn't really tell us anything. So we could make this one step more complicated again. And we could say something like your combined age is something like this. Let's try that. So I'm 30, he's 25, your combined age is 55. So it's done a couple of things there for us. It's asked us those questions, it's outputted that information, we've inputted a bit of information, it's then taken that information and done a process on it. It's added those two things together for us, and then it's added that to a sentence and outputted the whole lot. So that is the basics of input and output in a nutshell. I hope that it's been helpful. I hope that it helps you answer the questions in the book. Thank you very much.